Welcome, robot combat enthusiasts, to another electrifying episode of Havoc Rundown, the podcast where sparks fly, metal clashes, and the thrill of robot combat takes center stage. I'm your host, Justin, and we're diving headfirst into the heart of the mechanical mayhem that is NHRL. From Titanium Titans to Steel Gladiators, Havoc Rundown is your front row seat to the adrenaline-pumping world of robot combat. Whether you're a seasoned engineer, a casual fan, or just someone who loves the smell of bot carnage in the morning, you're in for a wild ride. Each week, we'll be dissecting the latest bot battles, breaking down the strategy that led to victory, and interviewing the masterminds behind these robot combatants. We're not just talking nuts and bolts here, we're delving into the stories behind these mechanical warriors and the genius minds who bring them to life. Expect exclusive interviews with NHRL's brightest stars, behind-the-scenes stories that will leave you on the edge of your seat, and an expert analysis that goes beyond the arena. This isn't just a podcast, it's the Havoc Rundown. I'm not alone, though. He is going to be running the show while I am gone. It is Brian Hunter.
Hello there.
He is a master of NHRL King of the Hill. It's Thomas Carroll.
Triple bot, best bot.
If you need a cage to fight anyone, he's the guy to talk to. It's Tony Baker.
Only if you weigh in first.
And our special guest this episode is someone who went from NHRL's #1 fan to one of its #1 builders. It's Michael Cross.
Hey everybody, how we doing?
Okay, first of all, our new segment. We had our first event of the year that was not all new bots on March 2nd, and it went amazingly. We had some of the best fights we've ever had, and the event ran very smoothly. In the 3-pound division, our winner was Brian Boxell with Eruption, a win he has been after for a long time and rightfully deserves. In the 12-pounder, friend Zach Knight won with Promojito, which was an amazing win to start his year off right. And finally, in the 30-pound weight class, Emulsifier took the win and showed the field they are ready to hold the title this year. Our next event is in Rochester, New York at RIT, and will be our first official tournament event not held at 165. That event will be on March 30th and will be the subject of our next episode, hopefully. So that will be the first episode that Ryan will lead off, because at that time I'll probably be unavailable. But we'll see how that goes. This episode will be wrapping up our March event, talking about how it went and what our favorite fights were. To help us do that, we have one of our favorite builders with us who made a switch from fan to builder and has been quickly making a name for himself in the sport. He is the builder and driver of Stag Beetle Bot, which currently has a 16-14 record over the 8 events it has fought since 2022. This past event, he rolled in with some impressive design changes, including some new material he tested in January, and went 5-1. We're going to pick his brain a bit and see what makes him tick. But first, we have our icebreaker question, which, Mike, you know how this goes. If you could be given a superpower, but it has to be an off-brand superpower, so something weird, what would it be?
Okay, so it would be instant karma. Okay, so if I see somebody who's doing something cool, or somebody who's doing something like less than cool, you know, I do like a jig, like a leprechaun or something, you know, something kind of weird, something I don't ever really want to do, but then I do that, and then like they get hit with like instant karma, you know, with a little bit of a boost.
That could be extremely powerful if you think about it. Like,
well, absolutely. That's why the jig has to be something I don't want to do.
It can get like you are one of the nicest guys, but if you weren't one of the nicest guys, that could become very vindictive very quickly. Like, you stole my parking spot, I'm gonna make a meteor fall in your car or some shit.
Oh no, yeah. I think I put the clause there that it could be sort of like personal gain.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's awesome.
But thanks.
You and Maple Syrup Man would fight each other. I don't know why. I can just see that in the comic book. Karma Man versus Maple Syrup Guy. I don't know.
That'd be a sticky situation.
Yeah, we gotta get the comic series off the ground with all these weird superheroes at some point. Just find someone that can draw comics. Just have a whole comic, like a Havoc Rundown comic book line with just all the issues with the different superheroes. Just an idea. Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Definitely a lot of issues.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start you off with a question that we basically start off all of our guests, kind of. What inspired you to start building combat robotics? What got you started in the sport? What got you interested? Tell us the story.
Well, I got interested from watching BattleBots, like so many people do, and it just was like, oh man, I would love to build a heavyweight and go play with these folks and stuff. And that's just not a reality for, most anybody to go make a heavyweight, So that kind of like dream of becoming a builder or whatever kind of went to the background. And then, much time passes and we're like, hey, just for fun, what can we do for family outing? And we stumbled across Norwalk. And we're like, oh, that's really cool. That's close to us. So then I started watching all of the old streams that, I could get my hands on readily without like having to try to find day stream and whatnot. And then I'm like, I'm going to start making a robot and to go down there. And I bought a couple of RC cars and I started to make a 12-pounder. And yeah, out of like cutting board and RC car parts. We're talking the $10 ones.
Yep.
And my wife was like, hey, why don't we just go down to an event and see what it was like and just, see what we can do. And that was great. So we went down the 2-day event as VIPs in 22. I think that was the June event, maybe.
Okay.
And we were having a blast. So, and we got on the VIP tour. Luke took us through, and I was asking all of the right questions, like, hey, what frequency transmitter can go through, work here? And then I found out the RC cars that I bought were junk and wouldn't work in the box. And went through the pits and all of that. And then I made a sign. Actually, my son made a sign because he's a very good artist. And it said, new builder, mentor wanted. God, I wish I had it around here. But anyways, this is an audio. And I was ringside and holding that up, and Kelly comes up. And she gives me her email and then assigns me to Rob.
Nice.
Henchman Rob?
To Henchman Rob.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so bad with names. And then, so he got the distinct displeasure of being assigned me. And to teach me how to, like, kind of make my design come into reality. And when he told me all the different things of ESCs and BSCs, my mind exploded, and I think I went full ego position. Like, there's no way, because I had a goal for myself that I wanted to enter a robot in September for my birthday,
right.
Because it was my birthday month. So that gave me like 2 months or 3 months, something like that. And so Rob was like, you know what? Let's just see what you told me what you want in a robot. Let's see what there are for kits out there. And he's like, you do well with the D2 kit, and let's go over to Finger Tech and let's, what weapon do you think is a good idea? And I'm like, well, let's go with the little one because I don't know what I have for weight. I don't know, anything. So fortunately at that time, I had some time off from work because it was slow. Deliveries were slow. So I had like weeks at the time where I could just devote to trying to learn how to build a robot. So did that. And that's how I got into it, I guess, is I just built the first robot after getting assigned to Rob, and he was really great trying to tell, I shouldn't go too deep with this story, but it's only an hour broadcast.
You've listened to our podcast before. It runs.
It's
1.5, 2 hours.
It's fine. I think you've answered like 3 questions within a question, so it's fine. Just talk. You're good. Yeah,
okay,
you're good.
Yeah. I don't want to bore you guys today.
No, you're not boring as well. This is the whole thing is for us to find out, like, how you got started, what inspires you. Like, we're trying to be the voice of the builders. So
I was gonna listen to this and be like, oh wow, I'm gonna build a bot now.
Yeah. Just tell us. You talk.
Okay, so that's actually Rob. And basically Rob coached me through getting the first Stag Beetle Bot out. And it was miserable because I realized how many like social faux pas I made on my first event. Like, you're not supposed to do any, like, I think they call it wet work, or like stuff that you throw like projectiles.
Yep.
Well, at the table. Okay, and my original wheel guard that I had cut out was just pieces of cutting board that I was actually like drilling a slot into, so I could like put an L bracket in, like tongue and groove,
Yep.
kind of thing. And I didn't have enough, and I was making them in between matches, right at the table, throwing stuff everywhere. And then I'm like, whoa. After I found out that was a social faux pas after the event, like kind of reading through or finding out about etiquette, it's like, oh, well, that was bad.
So I remember your first spot. I remember your first event. You did pretty well for somebody at their first event. If I remember correctly, you did really pretty well. Your robot, while like you had basically an ant weight weapon on it, it made up for what like the ant weight size weapon lacks in power. It made up for in control. Was that like in per your thinking of the design, or was that like just by accident kind of thing?
No, that's absolutely a part of the design. Because, all right, so I was looking at a Stag Beetle as a beetle, and then trying to take it to like a machine level.
Yeah.
And I have 30 years in manufacturing. So, conveyor belts, things like this.
Yeah.
All were kind of just there. So it became more of an efficient motion. Instead of trying to grab and throw, is to slide and smack.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I wasn't as worried about the power of the weapon, because all the weapon had to do was knock my opponent up a little bit. Okay, so if you think, I always put it like this: when you have a beach ball and it's getting thrown, you can change the direction of the beach ball with a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's that kind of mentality, and having the forks, the position that they are, and the velocity of which Stag can do like a box rush or whatnot, it puts the robot already at a compromised angle. Instead of being flat on the floor where like you do all your math and like this is optimal, it puts it into a first, less than optimal position, and then it, boots it in the butt.
Okay.
And that's how I was able to get some good hits. With the little ant weight weapon, I've actually bent a fork out of AR-500.
Wow.
Well, do you think the smaller ant weight weapon also reduces the gyro, so it makes it easier to control the bot as well?
Oh, absolutely. I had 0 gyro.
Yeah.
There was not enough mass for that to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'll speak to that in version 2. I learned that I need more than just that clamp drum, because there's not enough weight. Okay. So I switched up to a bigger weapon. Yes, an ant beater bar. Okay. Because I'm staying true to the ideal of the Stag Beetle has these big mandibles, i.e. the forks, and a tiny little mouth. It does all of its business with its forks.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So I consider myself a control bot first, because I'm going into any match, just about any match, with oversized weapon,
Right.
and they're dealing with the gyro. They're dealing with their specific issues for their build. So I am trying to not have gyro, but still have a sizable weapon that can take pieces of robot flesh off. So That's why I switched up to the ant beater bar.
Yeah. So your weapon is more of a control point, more of a push you away and control your momentum than it is trying to actually do damage and end the fight through damage.
No, if in my scenario, in a perfect functioning match for me, I am hitting that robot and it maybe going 3/4 of an arc up, coming back down, and wherever it hits, I hit it again and pop it up into the air and just keep it popping like that.
Okay.
Maybe not roofing, but it's gonna look like popcorn.
And you also have a lot more the drivability is a lot easier on that because you don't have that gyro effect and stuff going on.
Yeah, and actually, with version 2, there's some neat properties with the grounding feet. I put them way out at the end of my robot. So I'm thinking, unfortunately, my weapon was not functioning up to speed, but with those two particular parts that basically touch the ground just about all the time, and the wheel guards that are kind of shaped like wings and just grazing over the ground, when I start to hit gyro, that should help stabilize it. And with the width of the robot and those kind of outriggers, I will hopefully gyro some, but not a lot, and still make it extremely controllable.
Okay. So you subscribe to the philosophy of Bite Force. I believe that he said that the whole purpose of Bite Force's weapon was not speed, it was more of a controlled hit, so he can do exactly like you were describing, and he can continue going in and continue hitting over and over again versus getting that one hit, throwing them away from you, and not knowing if you'd be able to get to them in time for them to be able to redirect themselves, be able to recover. You subscribe more to the idea of controlled chaos and being able to get to them multiple times and hit them multiple times versus trying to get that one giant hit that hopefully makes it so that they can't come back to you.
Yeah, because you also put a lot of strain on your own robot. Doing it this way also puts, I feel less strain on my system.
Those big hits.
So I should be able to preserve them more.
Right.
Their own robots. A lot of the robots that hit really hard in roof, you'll see them get maybe 3 or 4 big hits, and then a lot of times they kill their own weapon.
Yeah, motors explode. Everything like that explodes when you're putting out that much force.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Fun fact: the only things that I lost in March was 1 weapon motor and 1 feeder bar. I only changed tires because
why not?
It was a good idea.
How many matches?
I'm just saying that was I want to speak to that durability was the first, really the first thing that I want to build in, and I'm super happy that worked.
You went 5 in 1, Thomas.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Thomas, do you want to ask your first question on the list?
Yep. Or the one that hasn't already been answered. So what changes are you planning for future events after this event? After this one, so you've already gone 5 and 5.
Wait! What are you doing? You're far down the list.
Yeah, he already answered that question, Justin.
Yeah.
It was
okay, Tony. Then you ask your question. Then.
Okay. What challenges did you face during your first initial build?
Oh my God! The language and understanding how electronics works. I bought BEC because I needed them, I thought, but my BSC already had a BEC, and I'm like, but why? I don't understand. So I wasn't trying to blow Rob up. I'm trying to learn all this stuff on myself, and and then I'm like, tin a wire? How do you tin a wire? Why? And everybody's making references to it, and this is very simple stuff that most builders know. You need to tin your wires, you need to put put Captain Tape on and top glue your wires.
But it's stuff that they learn the same way that you learned it. It's, so it because you're speaking directly to Ryan, me, I'm sure Tony and Thomas. all of that kind of stuff. When you first start, when we first built Harvester, you're talking our language. That's exactly what we were like. What is this? What are they talking about? And then we would ask for advice, and they would start using acronyms and stuff. We're like, okay, I guess I have to Google that to understand the answer you just gave me.
I'm pretty sure our first build of Harvester, we ended up buying way too many parts, basically, because we kept like getting stuff and then being like, oh, this isn't gonna work. This is something completely else. And then it was like, and I feel like it was really before Seth's shop, and also
it was
Repeat was like really big. So it was really like most of the stuff people were recommending was like, oh, you can find this on this drone website, and you could it might work, it should work. We all use different versions of it, and basically, like, I think one of the hardest things that we learned as when we started building was weight. Weight is just mind-blowingly like
so the first part we ever did get was version 1 of Seth's power board.
Yes.
But that was before Seth, I think, even really had a store. It was like the first product that he was testing and he was about to launch. And you were like, hey, Seth, we're looking for a power board. And he's like, well, I have this one that I'm selling if you want to buy it off of me. And that's kind of like where we started our electronics from. Was that's the anchor that started all of our... We're like, okay, we have a power board. What goes into this power board? And then we have like 4 different batteries still, because it took us 4 times to figure out which one we're actually going to use.
We have so many batteries. We just have a bag of batteries in the basement.
The funny thing about
just out,
Michael, I actually went to school for electronics. I went to high school. Went to the tech school, so I took electronics, and like I could actually make my own circuit boards and stuff. I still don't know what the ESC is and the BSC and stuff because those are new acronyms that like they weren't around when I was in school.
I run Scorpion Minis and I don't need BECs, and I think I wasted like a day and a half trying to figure out where to attach a BEC to it. So like, but why? And I'm like, and then I went back and did reading, and then it's one of those moments where, like I've said this before, you feel smart and stupid all in one.
Yes.
Like, hey, I figured it out. Oh.
And it doesn't end either.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
So when you design and redesign, how do you balance like durability and weight constraints in your design? Like, because one thing that I know I'm impressed, especially because in January you were testing new material and you found material that worked, and I have to say the new Stag Beetle Bot that you brought this last event was gorgeous. I loved it, and it seemed to like hold up really well to hit. So how do you personally go about finding durability and weight constraints and like balancing that kind of stuff in your design?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Corey Nason is a huge resource for me, and talking to him.
Shout out to Corey, because we've said that way less than we should, because Corey is amazing in NHRL and in this sport. So shout out to Corey. Just wanted to, continue, Michael.
No, it's okay, because I asked him a couple of build questions like, use quarter-inch UHMW, blah, blah, blah. And so I made the whole robot out of quarter-inch UHMW. It's going to be like about 8 pounds. And then I showed him the CAD. It was only in CAD, fortunately. And he's like, wait a minute, what are you making that out of? And then he just laughed. And then again, it then kind of went from there. And the new Stag body is it's a really interesting one that I came up with. It is like 2 of the side rails. Well, okay, the side rails are the same size, and it's got a back piece that all hooks together like a U. Then the face plate, excuse me, let me back up. Then there's a TPU unibody that just slides over. It's got TPU that goes through the motor hall, so the motors are shock mounted, and it comes up like 2 little arms to hold the 4th piece of UHMW into place.
Okay.
So it has 2 holes in the front where the frame and TPU rails come through, side rails. So it all locked together very, very neatly. And like, even without screws, I could take it and just huck it and it'd still stay together.
Wow.
But the first iteration, I'm not going to do that. The very first iteration, shout out to Kazia, she actually damage tested my very first prototype in January. She took Chainsaw Kitty and I just threw a PLA TPU frame right into the box that's upstairs.
Yep.
And she had at it for a couple of minutes.
I remember you asking us if you could, or I remember you asking because we weren't at the desk, but I remember you asking doing that, and I think Jimmy was like, as long as you guys aren't fighting. I think that was the answer that you got when you asked if you could use the box for that.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, this doesn't even have a gun. So I learned a lot from that damage testing. The PLA, of course, failed, but it made me realize that I could trust both materials to kind of act as a nice defensive barrier. So the weight ratio and picking out the materials, to get back to the question, is I looked for the materials that I needed to use for like my weapon mount and stuff, and I needed something stiff and durable because they're going to be out there taking the hits. So I used a quarter inch UHMW, but also the TPU unibody surrounds those two main weapon mounts, so they get like a little extra cushioning of like a 1/16 of an inch behind the bolt, and I think another like quarter inch in total. So there's like about a half inch in total of TPU and UHMW. And then that's covered with a small piece of TPU. And it also on both sides, because I have my belt come out, and that extends out to be also the belt card as well.
Okay, very cool. So it all fits together like a puzzle piece.
Yeah, and like even the wheel guards, the outsides, those are pocketed as well. So the wheel guards slide into like about a 2-inch pocket of TPU, and then get bolted in.
Nice.
So and then they get 2 screws back between the 2 wheels. So I hold them all together. And that fishbone that I did, or that design, worked amazingly because like in the fight with Red Panda, he ripped out pieces, but didn't destroy the whole thing. He didn't get through the wheels or anything.
Nice. Yeah, it was very durable. It was very impressive. It was very cool. Ryan, your next question, I don't know if you want to reword it, but Michael already kind of answered that. No, you're good.
We're getting the information that we need.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I sent
Oh
them to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
He paid me. He didn't want
I'm
to fail the
trying to
test.
think of how I could reword that. That's not like Thomas. Why don't you go with your question?
Wait, so now I can ask this one?
Yes, go for
Yes,
it, Thomas.
now you
I'm
can
sorry.
ask this one.
So, what changes are you planning to make for future events? Seeing that you've already gone 5-1 now, what have you learned from this deeper run that you want to change to maybe get second or first place?
Okay. Well,
Without spoiling your
that's gonna be
strategy, of
pretty-
course.
No, because you know what? And it's a very simple strategy. Have a robot I had done and tested ahead of time, and be prepared.
Well, that's already
And-
90% better than a lot.
Yeah, the version 2 that you guys saw was completely untested.
Oh, wow. Well,
yeah, I
untested,
had
like in a
20
battle
minutes
box,
to drive time
or
with it.
did you do any testing at home, or what?
I was able to get the weapon going in a test box,
Mhm.
and I was able to do about 20 minutes of driving. But just life happened. I was actually in a car accident.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
And that kind of slowed me down on building.
Mhm.
So I was really lucky and fortunate to get the robot there as it was, untested. Never mind tested.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Do you have some kind of test box at home, or?
Yeah. I've got a small test box at home that I can test weapons. I can't drive in, more than like forward, back, left, and right.
Yeah,
Right.
But I mean, I put that together for like $20 from Home Depot.
it's good.
You know, order 2x2 foot piece of Lexan 1/4 inch from Amazon. I think that's like around $30, and then just you can do the rest out of half a sheet of plywood
Right.
and some hardwood.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
take
we
too
have
much.
one that's still sitting at our parents' house that we use for harvester that we didn't even use for these last 2 bots. But yeah, we have one sitting there.
What was your favorite moment from March? And it does not have to be your fight.
Oh my goodness. Because I mean, my fights were ugly, and I got lucky on a couple of them. One of the kids actually leaned into the tap out button. I think this is going to sound very vain, but I think getting noticed on the stream and recognized for the work that I've been doing was like one of my favorite moments, you know, and also being acknowledged is like, I'm doing it for fun, and I'm not like a cutthroat competitor, but
Right.
I like to have a competitive spot. I think getting to the top 8, it was just the whole day was I was like testing and trying just to get things going. I even got some really advice from Evan Arias too, because I went down to him and I was like going, I've got this weirdest drive problem. He's like, I had a bent frame once. and I'm like, okay. So I went up there and I'm like looking at my robot, and I had these 4 screws in to like balance things out. And I took 2 out because I thought my frame was bent. It started going straighter, whatever.
I think
Whatever
one of the
happened
cool
to the,
things about the new setup where we have the prime time is that they actually have time to really get into like talking about the builders and stuff like that more than just showing a ton of fights. And you made that so that they were able to do that, which is awesome.
Yeah, and so you know, my robot working as well as was, the community, it was fun, and just I don't know. It's like I come back and I watch the stream and stuff, but it's not like being there. And I was just so wrapped up in all my work of just trying to have a functioning bot. It was kind of hard to see what else was going on.
It's what happens.
Whatever happened to those
We
Stag
sit there all
Beetle
day.
Bot
We
on
never get to
YouTube
see what's
things?
going on.
No,
Yeah.
we usually just have the stream on off to the side, and we try to catch at least the fights of like people we like to follow. Like, I know we watched a couple of your fights, we watched all of Corey's fights, we watched like everybody like that we're really interested in. Oh, and we always go down and watch finals.
Well, it's funny because most of the time it's like we call them up, and then we go, oh, that's a fight I want to watch, and then Tony goes, you go down this cage, and we go, okay, well, we have to actually pay attention to the screen in about 5 minutes when they start fighting.
Yep.
So switching to you, since 2022, what has been your favorite fight that you've been a part of?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say, it was one of the synthesis ones.
Oh, one of the ones you were a mini bot for.
Yeah, mini botting is a lot of fun, and that's where I got to test out a lot of durability. And I'd also shout out to Corey for mini botting me in March. He did great with windshield. I would have to say probably the Kablooey Tango one, because that was a messy one, and my bot was getting just slammed around by everybody, but he was still hobbling at the end. So that made me feel good, because I think my bot was the only one that was still moving.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be cool, because like you could still test things out, but your bot is not registered as a main bot. So it kind of takes, I don't want to say it takes the pressure off, because you still want to do good for the person you're mini botting for, but it's like it's not your main bot that you're driving, so it kind of takes a little bit of the responsibility off and more of just the fun of like driving around. And especially like you doing it in a larger weight class, you get to see like a bot go up against, get hit by a 30-pound weapon. Like that's just cool. Like, yeah. I would love that too.
I really.
Oh yeah, it's fun to see. It's fun to see Stag get sent and then he just drives away.
I'm really enjoying this part of the developing meta of multi-bots and mini-bots, because it really feels like there's a few people that have become almost like mercenaries and are really providing that service and providing like really good mini-botting, and it's almost as if like in the larger weight classes, it doesn't really apply to the Beetles, but like in the larger weight classes like 12s and 30s, there's really like that mini bot now matters, and most of the top bots have at least one. And like, oh, Nate Franklin,
I was gonna say, you mean like Nate is a mini bot mercenary. I like that name. You should totally message him and be like, we called you a mini bot mercenary. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, right.
Mini bot mercenary.
No, I'm actually going to mini bot for a couple people, but I don't want to spread myself around too much because I don't know. I feel like it's conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool though, because like the whole mini-bot mercenary, like that whole idea of the fact that, you know, I do this and I do it enough that I understand how to do it. And it's kind of a weird niche thing of like, I'm a really good 30-pound mini-bot driver. And it's like, it's not so much like, oh, I'm a good 3-pound driver. I'm a good 30-pound mini-bot driver. It's just this weird like niche title, not title, but it's like this weird skill to have that you can kind of say, you know what I mean?
Mini bot mercenary.
I mini botted for Corey in the championships and in the new bot, and I was really able to like work the robot and the design, and it was a lot more fun, you know. And then instead of just trying to do it,
and you also get a lot more like the driving. It gives you more time driving, which makes you a better bot and build everything else. It's like it's that whole aspect of it, which I think is very helpful.
Yeah, and I actually really needed that after the end of last year, because I ran into a lot of the rookie gremlins of like not putting Kapton tape over the metal in my robot. So I was like having this weird arcing situation, not gluing in my wires. I went up to 4S batteries. I started knocking my own wires out, you know, and like a lot of not programming my transmitter the right way.
Right. Hey listeners, I'll get you back to the episode in a minute, but first I want to talk to you about something important. You have probably heard us talk about the robot merch we are wearing, or seen teams at NHRL with some amazingly designed shirts and gear, and said to yourself, wow, I would really love one of those. Well, you're in luck, because a majority of the merchandise you are seeing is being made by Robots Ruin My Life, which is owned and operated by friend of the show, Anthony D'Ambrosio. This is a merchandise and customization shop specializing in robot combat team gear. Ever wanted to get your hands on a Ripperoni t-shirt or a Star Child jacket? Well, head on over to robotsruinmylife.com today. Again, that's robotsruinmylife.com for all of your BattleBots and NHRL merchandise. Check it out and let us know what team apparel you love to see in the comments. Okay, back to the episode.
How do you manage nerves and pressure during competitions?
It's been a journey because I have a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. And I've worked through my own personal issues there. And like my first competitions, and honestly, up until like my last few, I would actually get nauseous at the beginning of every event. And you'd find me in the bathroom, you know, and then after the first couple of fights, getting some food into me and stuff like that helped. Now, it came at the championship when I was hanging out with Team Pandemonium, and they were all wearing their Panda onesies, and I was wearing my Cosmic Unicorn ones, you know, and it just went from competition to like chilling with friends.
Right.
So dealing with the pressure is not that bad when I put it in the perspective of I'm just seeing what my robot can do, you know, against these other people, you know, that I call friends, you know, and just hanging out with people and not put the pressure of like the rankings, the win or loss. It's more like, how well does my robot compete? How well does it do the design that I mean it to do? and then just work on like what I can do and not necessarily worry about anything else.
I like that. Very cool. Thomas, I gave you the question that you wanted to ask.
Yes. I know it's not your robot, but you might have some information. When will we see Larva return?
Oh, okay. So, oh my God. I think Larva has to come back. Basically, Larva was to tell a story and stay in the bug theming. My nephew Joe wants to make a robot, and Larva was a test platform for his shuffler and the 1 pound beater bar. So we just threw together a robot to be a mini, and he made it that color, and we kind of discussed it and stuff. We're just gonna call it Larva because it's not really a bot that we're putting. It's basically a throwaway bot, And then he also wanted to do the loophole thing. So it was like a 2.5 pound robot. I got Stag down to 2.5 pounds with like spare parts. And it was just moreover just to get him like thick time in the box. So Larva was intended to be thrown away, but I don't know. I guess there's fans calling for it. So I'll have to talk to I'll have to talk to because it was weirdly disturbingly to look at.
It was adorable.
Thomas liked it. Thomas wanted to ask him. He's like, Larva has to come back. I want to ask him when Larva's coming back.
There could maybe there's a next evolution of its life. I mean, what stage comes after Larva?
Well, because we're doing the whole so in the colony, our team, the one kind of underlying rule is all your robots have to have some sort of bug or bug related theme. Okay, so my wife is working on one called Dragonfly,
which is our next question. So
okay, I'll leave it. I'll stop there and let you ask the question.
Okay.
And Joe is working on one that he kind of has flipped on the design a couple of times, and I think he's running into issues of the shuffler. So whenever he comes up with something, I'm not sure what it's going to be. I think it was going to be like I think he wanted to be a shuffle lifter, and it would be like some sort of rhino beetle.
Tony, do you want to ask about Dragonfly?
It's also about Dragonfly, which is going to be your wife's debut bot. When do you think that's going to be ready?
Well, it's going to be when her and the robot are ready. Long story short, it's now kind of being worked on more in the mix because version 2 has been born of Stag, and there's not a whole lot I need to do to him. So now our attention can kind of rotate and focus onto that.
Awesome.
Okay.
And so that'll be here hopefully by the end of the year. Hopefully.
Anything you can share with us as far as design ideas she's had, or like what she's kind of leaning towards that she wants to do?
Oh yeah. It's already been catted out and all that. I got a CAD for her for Christmas because it was a robot. It was a robot that I wasn't going to be able to design, and then I was going to learn from that other builder's design.
Right.
So, you know what? If I tell you, she'll tell me.
Well, you don't have to share everything. I'm just saying whatever you can share with us, but that's fine.
It's a robot that has 2 really big blades for wings.
It's
awesome.
one of the robots of all time.
I would like to take this opportunity to compliment your wife. Your wife is great. It must be really cool to have your spouse there at pretty much every event that I see you at. That she seems very encouraging of the whole thing,
supportive,
and now she wants to build her own. That must be really awesome.
Yeah,
it is, and it's been a slow progression for her. She's like, oh hell no. Well, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could tell her the Havoc rundown guys are proud of her.
Absolutely.
So we're looking forward to seeing the bot, because what little you've told us about it, we're already excited to see it. So
yeah, well, I am too. And like I said, we've been working on it a little bit. We'll see what happens. See how life goes.
okay, cool. Well, you know we're here and Corey's here if you need any kind of help. So the entire community is here. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens.
That's the best part of this community is you could literally pretty much ask anybody any question you want, like up to and including like the highest people in the sport and everything like that. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's more over having time and signing to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, and the different energies and stuff like that. So
it's really interesting. The first time that we came and we were in the pits, I think we saw, that was the first time we ever saw Jameson go, and it went from a moment of, oh my god, that's Jameson go, I don't even want to talk to him, because in our brains it was just like, this is like one of the mega stars and like whatever, and now it's just like, hey Jameson, how's the bot go? Like it's just like just a weird thing of this community. It's like you can ask someone that's just one of the biggest stars of this and just ask them a question. They're like, oh yeah, sure, here's what you do. I'm not sure if there's many other things that are like that where it's as good, as tight-knit of a community as we have.
Yeah. Well, Jameson is awesome, because the first time I tried to talk to him, I think I sounded just like a babbling idiot, and I'm like, you got robot, it's robot. You know.
You're not alone, Michael. You are not alone. Trust me.
And now we actually pitted across from each other, and I actually had a match with Aaron Fan and Jameson actually. So, and I lost both. But it's cool. Actually, what was it in the match with Aaron? He knocked a button off my ESP. And I'm like, what am I going to do? It was a calibration button. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And he fixed it.
Well, nice.
That is awesome.
He knocked it off. He
That's
brought
awesome.
it back.
Yeah. I don't care I lost it. He broke it and fixed it.
What are you most excited for this year? This is the last question I have, but what are you most excited for this year
the last question.
with Oh yes, Thomas of course has his question that he needs to ask. But with the events that we're going to be holding in other places and all the other events, and the way that kind of like registration has changed and it's given more of an ability for newer bots to come out, like what are you most excited to see? What are you most excited for this year?
Oh, I am definitely excited in seeing the different robots from different areas, because everybody has their own take on builds. And we'll see a lot of kind of the meta, but we'll also see the other town markets and whatnot, bringing up whatever they can think of to put wheels on and make it fight. So it's that, what are we gonna get?
I love that Farkas is a noun.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like the other Farkases. Other Farkases in other places.
It's a proper noun.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, Tom. I just made you a noun.
No, I'm sure he would love it. A noun that stands for like amazing builders that brings like wacky and cool things. Tom would love that. That's what he's about. So Tom Farkas is a noun. I'm sure he would love it to stand for exactly that.
In that case, we need to put it in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not
I
already?
just thought of something. I hope that if we do get another season of BattleBots, which who knows at this point, somebody brings a positively version and just puts it in the big.
Someone should bring that to what's the thing where you bring your robot to try it out? Proving grounds.
Proving grounds.
Yeah, so let's just bring a 250-pound paws just to. It'd probably be like the Nightmare versus the slot machine fight, but
How much?
Yeah.
Wait, that's like 250 rolls of settlement. That'd be insane.
yeah, it'd be fun.
It would be.
Yeah, Tom will be like, I've got a weekend.
Yeah, Tom would be down. He totally would be. He's like, I just need the material.
Yeah, material and time.
Okay, so let's switch over and talk about March, because we just had our March events, and like we were saying at the top, the 3 pounds winner was Eruption, built and driven by Brian Boxall. The 12-pound winner was Promhita, our friend Zach Knight, and the 30-pound was Emulsifier, brought to us by the team over at why can't I think of their name? But the driver is Matt Flores.
Bots
Bots FC, that's it. I always picture a soccer team.
It sounds like
and
a
I'm like,
soccer name.
Exactly what it's for.
So that was cool. I had a couple things that we talked about earlier that we wanted to highlight and talk about, and then we'll get into those final fights. But Tom, do you want to tell us how King of the Hill went? Because we had a full King of the Hill setup this time, and we had a couple matches that ran in it, right? A couple King of the Hill matches.
So let's see. So King of the Hill, it was made by, I believe it was Eamon that made the actual setup, Eamon and the other henchman. And then Sam made these, it wasn't in the maps they saw on the stream, but he made these wonderful 3D printed castle structures and this arch that he hand painted, and they looked like they were bought from a store for like tabletop gaming. So all day during the bot driving experience, that was available, and you could like knock over little scale dumpsters with RC cars in there. But then later at the end of the day, production wanted to do a King of the Hill to put on prime time. So people were signing up during the day, and it wasn't too many people signing up. I got a bit of signups at the end, but then like right before it was about to happen, I was talking to Colby, who was running that part, and he was saying, might not be able to do King of the Hill, might just be a regular Rumble. So we were all kind of bummed out. Then I'm like, I texted him, we could bring the thing over to Cage 2 for you. He's like, so like 5 minutes before you go down, he's like, bring over the setup. So
how heavy was that? Because it looks like it was made out of metal.
It was all steel, yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. Yeah. It's like 50 pounds. But Lyndon and I picked that up. One of the bot wranglers brought everyone down to the cage. We carried that thing, dropped it, and it was a wonderful time. For anyone that saw on the stream or was in the audience, the chants for Little Purple Guy were overwhelming. It seems like everyone had a fantastic time running this, and I'm really looking forward to running it again.
It was really interesting because if that ever became like a thing that we did, I think the meta for that would be like making your bot small and compact, because it seemed like the bigger your bot was, the more it struggled to get up on top of that hill.
It was hilarious seeing Turbo Friend get up there as well. I think Lyndon got up there one time with, I'm going to get the name wrong. I think it was just Jester is their cam lifter. She got up there one time and then immediately fell off. But like the fact that the house spots could get up there was quite incredible as well. So
yes.
I really hope that this returns. I think with the reaction that it got, it most likely will.
Yep.
I hope it returns too, because I want a bot that'll actually do well.
Yeah. Like I said, I would love to see it be like a main thing that we give out a prize for, because I would love to see what builders come up with that, the idea of trying to do King of the Hill and design a bot around that. I think it would just be wild.
Well, there was a little bit of a hint dropped that there might be a different freestyle game that may have a prize with it along the Break the Brett lines. So we're going to have to see what happens at this April event. But it's looking like you're going to want to sign up for that.
We as a group have been coming up with freestyle stuff for a while now, so it was really awesome to see some of those things
actually come to existence.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's hard to like get time in to do those on stream, but like some of the coolest moments at NHL, even like the coolest moments of that become really awesome reels, all start as just random ideas like, in the pits or anything like that. Like, still one of my favorite memories of NHL, one of my favorite moments was putting together the Rumble in which DevCharge fought 10 Beatles.
That was quite the event.
That was amazing. And that to be bot side when that happened was
I still remember you writing that on
Yeah.
the whiteboard.
Yes.
And just having people get excited for it.
Yes.
Because we're like, this is a ridiculous thing that no one is going to sign up
Everyone's
for.
like,
And it's just like
What?
15 builders sign up.
Like, yes, destroy their bot.
Yeah. And then, of course, we'll never forget that moment when Depth Charge comes down and just throws Robert across the arena.
Just tosses him.
The other thing I wanted to highlight was Jake from Maximizer as a commenter, because he did some commenting
yes.
on the desk.
We need more Jake on TV.
Yes, Jake was just so good because he was there with his team. He had Maximizer, but he has his entire team. He said in the episode before the event, all the bots, the butter themed robot, the elephant themed robot that he came with his school. Maximizer, I don't think did as well as he wanted it to, but of course we know that he'll be back with it and he'll make the changes that are needed because Maximizer is just one of the best 12s that we have. So looking forward to that coming back. But when he wasn't competing with Maximizer, he was on the desk, and him on the desk was very cool to see. Just like we were talking about Adam being on the desk, Adam did an amazing job on the desk. We just need more builders just being commenters because it's pretty cool to see. It's always good to see them getting the attention they need on the stream.
I enjoyed his attempt at a medieval outfit that turned more into like a Dune cosplay than than anything else.
It's just a scarf.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw him, all I could think is he? Did he just step out of a play, like a Bible school play or something? I don't know. That was funny. Yeah, it was I liked the theming for this event too. I mean, we didn't get our monk robes off as much as we wanted to, but the costumes were cool and all that kind of stuff. So
I liked it on the stream how they like gradually put in like all the props.
Yeah. I think we need to do more with theming. We had that clown, that circus event that we talked about afterwards. There was literally no theming to that at all. Like, there's very little theming to that. So
We've had
I think it
themed
makes
events before, but we really need more props and getting more into it.
Yeah, we need more attention to detail for those theming events. So, but I like it. It makes each event unique in itself. So it's a cool idea. And then the last thing that I had before we move on to the semifinal and final fights and talking about how those went was Cookie Crumbler. Because she is an amazing builder and driver. She had one hell of a run, and she was just full steam ahead. So I just loved watching her compete, and of course she passed out cookies.
Yes,
so how could I not talk about?
You can always bribe the pit desk with your cookies.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
You could just bribe us over at the podcast. You want us to talk about you? Just give us snacks. It always works.
I do have to bring one thing. I have to shout out to Emerson Go. Normally, he's in it. He's there. He's fighting all the way to the end. His bot fought one bot fight on the event, and something broke, and he was done for the day. He was literally walking around.
Stator twisted.
He was helping out other bot teams. He was talking to everybody. It was great to see him there being almost like a mentor to a lot of teams. And he was helping out the Chinese team over there quite a bit, which was awesome.
Yeah, I want that hoodie.
Yeah.
He put that hoodie on, and I was like, I want one of those hoodies. It wasn't until he put it on that I was like, I want one of those hoodies, the purple hoodies. So he is a man of quality. So as soon as his bot was not performing how he wanted to, he's like, I am not even continuing with this. I will try again next time.
Back to when we were the pre-event episode, I was talking about MIT and being very interested in how MIT was going to do. Ares did very well.
Yeah, they did really well.
Ares did very well.
Do you want to get into that? Because Ares is one of the bots that we need to talk about when we talk about the semifinal and final fights.
We can.
Okay, so let's talk about 3 pounds first. So the 3 pound semifinals were Jelly Baby versus Eruption and Chainsaw Kitty versus Red Panda. Jelly Baby was a bot that we continued to see do well over and over and over again. I think I was the one who safetied her and safetied them. I always the pronouns always. I don't want to say the wrong pronouns for people, but so I was the one who safetied them. And Jelly Baby was just this really cool, really buttoned bot that kind of had like that full control feeling going on with it, and she just ran with that to the point that she fought against Eruption. And I mean, it's Brian Boxall in Eruption, so she held her own in that fight.
Absolutely.
And I believe it came down to judges. It came down to a judge's decision. Yeah, I mean, she went 3 minutes with Eruption and made it go to judges. So you got to give it to her going that far in, I believe, her first event or their first event. I don't, very cool. I liked it. And then on the other side of that coin is Chainsaw Kitty and Red Panda.
You're
Jared,
burying
of
the
course.
She made the top
What?
4. She broke.
Yes.
The curse has been lifted.
Well, I was about to talk about Chainsaw Kitty. Literally, that's the fight that I'm talking. Chainsaw Kitty versus Red Panda. She broke the curse. She made the top 4. She fought Red Panda. That fight was amazing. Red Panda went on to lose to Eruption in the final, but she just had this run like she always does. She went up against Ariel and Beetlejuice, I believe, in the fight before that.
Beetlejuice.
And
That was an awesome fight.
It was an insane fight.
And weren't we saying that Beetlejuice was her gatekeeper like 2 of the other times as well? So it was just interesting that it came down to that again, and this time she was able to beat her.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because they were. Let's see. She had 2 matches on Chainsaw Kitty,
Yeah.
so that was quite a match and a good feat.
Yep. And Kazia was able to go through her. She faced Red Panda, had an awesome fight against Red Panda. Jaren came out on top of that. And then, of course, the final was Eruption versus Red Panda. And Brian got the win that he so rightfully deserved with all of the work that he puts into Eruption. So I was very happy to see that. Brian was overjoyed. Like, it was amazing to see how happy he was when he won that. So very cool. The 12-pound semifinals, Promhita versus Steggy. Promhita, Zach Knight, Steggy, John Flack. Bumblebits versus Blackjack, Liam King versus Andrew Davis. These are, 3 of them are very established bot. I think this was Steggy, John's first time with Steggy. Steggy was the undercutter. Of course, Zach Promhita just comes back, hammers that thing every single time it comes. Just, Promhita is just a bot that we always see goes far.
Forced to be reckoned.
And a force to be reckoned with, exactly. And then seeing Bumbleblitz after Liam talked about how much dedication he put into the cage, seeing that go up against Blackjack and the run that Liam had with that was amazing too. And then, of course, I believe we were talking about it at the desk. Drew, after his fight with Liam King with Bumbleblitz, I'm not sure if he was able to get like Blackjack all the way up to 100%, but he still went into that fight and gave Promhita a run for her money, and Zach just came out on top. So very cool. Any comments? Any notes on this?
Zach always deserves the
Zach's curse has also been lifted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So rightly deserved.
After
Loved
Kelly
it.
saying that he was no longer in the script, he's finally written himself back in.
Nice wordsmithing there, Thomas. I like that. Oh, very cool. And then you wanted to talk about it. The 30 pounds was semifinal was Emulsifier versus Ares and Vorion versus Beast. Emulsifier, of course, Matt Boris. Ares, Ryan Duarte, I believe is how you say it, was the driver, but of course that was the MIT bot.
Yeah.
Vorion, our friend Brandon Young, and Beast, Tyler Wright. Emulsifier versus Ares. I mean, Ares was doing very well, but it went up against Emulsifier. I mean, do we have to say anything more than that? It went up against Emulsifier.
But I mean, I
It's a tough
thought
bot.
we had the opportunity to talk a little bit with one of the team members from the MIT
Yep.
team, and it was actually really interesting because she was telling us that a lot of the people that have graduated from MIT that are alums actually did help the program and still do help the program. And basically the program fell on hard times because of COVID, I believe, and now is finally being able to get back to actually doing competitions and stuff like that. So we
Right.
might see MIT become a big force.
And they said they're coming back.
In our
Yeah.
We're really excited to come back.
Yeah.
The MIT WPI rivalry that we're going to
Yeah.
get started.
Oh yeah.
They were,
I'm looking
they
forward
were
to that.
very impressed
Bring
by the
them.
level
Bring them.
of fights and competition that we had there. They said there was nothing else like it.
good luck, because currently I think Ohio's really the force you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing with MIT and WPI is, they're in the same state.
Mhm.
They're kind of like rival. I think they're
They're gonna have to
rival
team up
colleges,
to
maybe.
fight Ohio with how many students Jake's been bringing.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's true. Ohio is, and I can't wait. I believe we are planning an Ohio event, so I can't wait to see what Ohio shows for Ohio builders, and specifically the college of builders that weren't able to bring their bots or they didn't make it into NHRL, to see an Ohio-based event with the caliber of bot that we see from Ohio, seeing it just in Ohio. I mean, that's going to be nuts. So
No details on that one yet, but as soon as they announce them, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
They'll be more rested, let travel.
Yeah, that's also true, because I know the well, I can't think of their last name, but the brothers, they always
The
drive
Coakleys.
the bots. The Coakleys, thank you. The Coakley brothers always drive that long drive. I mean, it's not as long as if you would come from California or something, but I think it's still like a 14-hour drive, so it's insane.
Aren't they also the ones that usually toss Jake into their backseat too for the whole drive, or is that somebody else?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That would be a Jake
I
question.
think they are. I could definitely see them abducting Jake.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
And then we Vorion versus Beast. I don't remember information. Does anyone
I
remember
didn't see that
anything on
fight,
Beast?
no.
Okay. But of course, Brandon Young with Vorion, just that mean vertical spinner. He went up against Beast, won against Beast, and then had to fight Emulsifier. I mean, that fight was nail biting. There was a couple times that you could see the Vorion might have gotten it up on Emulsifier, but I think there was one hit where Emulsifier hit Vorion across, and it was just done after that. Vorion was just limping, and it just, you want these fights, and these are amazing fights, and Emulsifier is just, Emulsifier. So, but Brandon will definitely be back with Vorion, and hopefully will get a win of his own, and then maybe we'll see a rematch in December,
November
finals.
Finals it should be November this year.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll
I was
see a
kinda
rematch then.
hoping Corey and Catalyst was going to get a little piece of them.
Oh yeah. The Emulsifier versus Catalyst fight was also an intense fight. That was really
It
good.
was. Yeah, and Corey has been working on that, and he has new ideas, he has new things all the time because it's Corey, of course. So he'll be back, and he just gets better and better and better and better, and we'll see his name in the winner's circle in no time. So looking forward to that. Does anybody else have any other notes on March before we get to community transmissions?
Do you know that Emulsifier has only lost 2 fights in the past 4 years?
Yeah, that's why I said Emulsifier is Emulsifier.
It's literally insane, the run that he's got. So it's going to take something special. And apparently, looking back, Jameson Go is one of the only ones to actually beat him in the finals. So it's going to take something special.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so let's get into community transmissions. Of course, if you want to be a part of community transmissions, please send in audio for our episodes, and we feature builder and fan audio in this section, in this segment of our podcast. But we have 2 for this episode. One comes from Kekoto, our friend Kekoto, who is talking about serial killer kill with fire. Sorry,
Flame bot.
I have a daughter coming soon. My brain is a little bit of jelly.
Congratulations!
Oh, thank you. So he's talking about serial killer and how serial killer and Kill with Fire did, and then we have Dwight Snowberger talking about how Master Control Bot did. So let us listen to Kekoto tell us about serial killer.
Hello, this is Kekoto Maane from Team Get Wreck Robotics, as well as a member of Team WPI. I last competed in the NHRL March 2nd event with my robot Kill with Fire, and overall I was very happy with how it performed. Win or lose, the bot was able to put on several entertaining fights, and the match against Rockfist was definitely a favorite of mine. It was just so much fun to have the bot do exactly what I designed it for, and I'm especially happy for all the love and support Kill with Fire has been getting from the fans and the audience. I fully intend on bringing the robot back, but for now, I'm focusing my attention on my other Beetleweight, Serial Killer. Serial Killer is my cereal box fiend grab robot that'll be competing in the NHRL March 30th event in RIT. This version of Serial Killer will actually be very similar to the latest version of Kill with Fire, in that it'll be a wide control bot that relies heavily on TPU armor to absorb hits. Of course, the main difference is the weapon, which is a large grabber made from cereal boxes meant to capture the opponent. I'll be using everything I've learned from my other bots to hopefully make this the best version of Serial Killer yet, and I'm very excited to see how it does at RIT.
Very cool. So that is a sneak peek from Kekoto as far as what he's bringing to RAT. I can't wait to. Well, there's not going to be a stream, so hopefully he'll take some video. But I can't wait to see the new version of Serial Killer and what changes he's made, because Killer with Fire did amazing. Like, we call him all the time the mad genius Kekoto, because he just comes up with ideas that other people have, but he's able to follow them through and make them a reality. And it'll be cool to see what Serial Killer can do against the smaller field in RIT.
Yeah, Thomas and Ashley will be our eyes on the ground for RIT. So
That
Yeah.
we will.
Yep, they're gonna have to take some audio clips and video clips and stuff so we can use it
Kekoto
afterwards.
Kekoto has been really dialing in the shape of his robots. Every single one, even the various, even Power of Friendship, Kill with Fire, and Serial Killer, and even kind of his ant weight, which name escapes me at the moment. They all have been like really dialing down his design as far as the forks and the control bot aspect. Like,
Yeah, he uses that wide body to wrangle,
Yeah.
and then uses some kind of overhead attachment, some kind of overhead weapon. He just loves that overhead attack. Serial Killer is the same thing. It's a capture bot, but it's a capture bot using something that comes down. Ryan, you know the name. What's the sandbox?
Mega
The
Tento.
ladybug.
Megatento.
Yeah, that's it. It's very much in that, and I've always wanted to see a beetle do that, and to see him do that with Serial Killer and a bot that literally uses cereal boxes. It's
Did you
just
say
really
he's
cool
bringing
to see.
Kill with Fire or Serial Killer to
He's bringing
RIT?
Serial
Okay, I was
Killer.
gonna say
Serial Killer to
that
RIT.
would be
Yeah.
that would be a very fireless robot if it was at RIT.
Yeah.
Yeah. RIT is going to be much smaller and much more contained.
No flamethrowers.
Yeah, no
Well,
flamethrowers.
we'll talk
So,
about that next
yeah.
episode.
Yep.
Yeah. And then our second last clip is from Dwight Snowberger for Master Control Bot.
This is Dwight Snowberger, driver of MCB, Master Control Bot. Our team competed in the March 2nd NHRL event, and we had an amazing time. As expected, the level of intensity was a lot different for us compared to the new bot event in January, since we are now competing against veteran bots and teams. A few highlights for us was when Seth Schaefer came over to our table and said hello, and I was able to show him my MCB SSP kit robot and some of the modifications that we made, especially our all TPU chassis, which we ended up using after our UHMW chassis that comes with the kit was severely damaged in our match against Grim Ripper 3-pounder. The best fight of the day for us was when we went against Omnius, where they landed a few good hits and flipped us over, and our TPU chassis did get hit a couple times, but we ended up getting a KO when we I think pushed them against the wall, and they were doing the thing, and they had to get counted out. And lastly, we were just excited to be there again, and hope to be there in the end of March and compete in Rochester. So take care.
Very cool.
Yes, Kevin. We know it's ominious.
The funny thing is, he's probably listening, and as soon as he said that, it ran through his head, and the fact that you're addressing him directly.
I really enjoyed having Master Control Bot there. They dressed up really fun. He was dressed, I'm pretty sure it was Tron.
Yeah,
that he was dressed
it
as.
was Tron, yeah.
Tron.
Yeah. And his daughter was dressed up from an anime. I don't know what anime it was, but I know that.
Yeah, and he made a very cool looking SSP kit.
Yeah.
It was blue, and it was just, when he was showing it to us, it just looked very pretty. He did a couple different modifications on the SSP kit, which is, you know, what Seth made them for. And that's the whole point of the SSP kit, is you can run it how you want to. It's designed to be able to make the changes you want. So he made a very cool looking SSP, and I'm sure when he went over, or when Seth came over to talk to him, Seth was just brimming with happiness seeing him do what he did to the SSP kit. So it was very cool to see. So that's what we have for community transmissions. Thank you, Michael, for being with us. It was awesome talking to you.
Thank you for having me on.
Thomas, you have to do this during questions. You can't just wait until the end to do this, because I'm
What's the
going to
question?
finish, and you gotta ask a question.
It's
Go ahead,
a
Thomas.
simple one.
Wait, are you gonna roll a
okay.
d20 though?
No. This one's straightforward. How is your YouTube channel doing? I know early on you always had those signs that you give out. Stag Beetle Bot on YouTube. I'll try to build that subscriber base up. You're still uploading videos on there. How's that going? How's the subscriber count going?
You could have asked that during the regular questions,
Yeah, I want
Thomas.
to throw you off. Keep you on your toes.
I do have it, but I haven't been uploading I've actually gone back to working full time.
That'll
thing.
do it.
So a lot of my extracurricular activity has gotten curtailed in the way of doing like social media. I tried to get it caught up because I was doing every event, every match. But now I think I'm just going to do like some kind of, an abbreviation.
You have social media to shout out?
I've got a Facebook that I do for Stag, where I like normally do my updates for posts, builds, whatever random thought comes across my mind, and I decide
What's
to
it
do
called?
a video. It's Stag Beetle Bot.
Stag
is
Beetle
the
Bot on
page.
Facebook.
Yeah. And so I do those as I can, and then it's just doing social media with you guys.
Awesome.
Oh, but hey, how about outside the box?
Outside the
And
box.
behind the
yeah.
box. Sure.
Yep.
We'll give
Behind
them
the
guys
box is
a shout.
good.
Yeah,
You know?
we've talked about making a bot podcast network, but that is something in
should
the
do some
works,
more
or something that
crossovers
we've
with
been
them.
thinking about. So yeah. Okay, are you done,
Yes.
Thomas? Can I do the end?
Yes.
Am I good? Yeah.
It is
okay,
not safe.
I'm good.
Wait, did I answer the question? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so again, Michael, thank you for being with us. It was awesome
You're
talking
welcome.
to you.
Thank you for having me.
We talked about March. We talked about what got you started, picked your brain a little bit. Just to let everyone know, of course, we have the Buy Me a Coffee page, buymeacoffee.com/havocrundown. We have a need for some hardware to make us sound a little bit better, so that helps us in the goal of doing that. Like I said before, moving forward for the next couple of episodes, Ryan is probably going to be taking the lead on that. You'll probably see me a lot less, just because, life happenings. I'm not going to be able to be on very much, but for the next couple episodes, Ryan will be taking the lead, and that'll be the difference there. And he'll be the MC. I'm going to try and teach my little brother what I can about that, so he can take the lead a little bit. We also have merch that we premiered at the March event. We have a t-shirt. The t-shirt should be going up on Tony's robotsruinmylife.com very soon. You'll be able to buy it there, but it's the Havoc Rundown official t-shirt. Not sure how much it's going to be, but that's our first official merch that we're very excited about. And with that, my fellow bot enthusiasts, wraps up another thrilling episode of Havoc Rundown. Before we sign off, a massive shout out to our incredible listeners. Your passion for robot combat fuels the gears of this podcast, and we're grateful for each and every one of you. As we power down for now, remember to subscribe, rate, and leave your comments. Let us know your favorite moments from today's episodes and from the events that we talk about, and share your thoughts on the world of robot combat. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned for more electrifying interviews, behind-the-scenes insights, and the latest from the National Havoc Robot League. Until next time, this is Pit Control Crew signing off. Keep the sparks flying, and may your gears always turn in your favor. Everyone say goodbye to our wonderful listeners.
Bye.
Farewell, everyone.
Bye.